Hello everyone and welcome back to another 4D Systems quick guide. In this quick tutorial, I'm going to be talking to you about the scope widget, the different scenarios it's applicable in, and I'll also show you a simple code example using it in the ViSi environment in Workshop 4. The scope widget is available inside the Gauges pane in Workshop 4, and you can use it in both the ViSi and ViSi Genie environments. In ViSi, it fits nicely into a more code-driven workflow where you want full control over how values are generated and drawn. In ViSi Genie, it makes more sense when you want to visualize changing data in a quicker, more event-driven setup. So what actually is the scope widget? At its core, the scope widget is designed to plot values across the screen over time. You've got control over things like the number of traces, trace colors, horizontal and vertical scaling, visibility and spacing, and the Y-line, which acts as your horizontal reference across the display. It can display up to 4 traces, so you're not limited to just a single signal if your project needs to compare multiple streams of data at once. This makes it ideal for any project where the information is constantly changing, and where a raw number on its own wouldn't be nearly as useful. The scope is great for displaying things like sensor readings, analog input changes, audio waveforms, or live system values, or really anything that benefits from showing movement, rhythm, and spikes over time. That's where this widget becomes really useful, because it's not just about showing a value, it's about showing behavior. A number can tell you what something is doing at one moment, but a scope lets you see how the value is evolving. Whether it's rising or falling, you can get that information instantly just by looking at it. So let's take a look at how to actually use this widget in a simple example. Inside Workshop 4, the setup is pretty straightforward. You can drag the scope directly onto your form from the Gauges pane, resize it to fit your layout, and then customize its properties through the Object Inspector. So you can already shape how the signal is going to look directly in the editor. For this example, instead of using real sensor data, I'm feeding the scope widget a generated waveform. This is just to help visualize how the widget behaves and how the animation works, without needing any external hardware. And it's also a really good way to prototype, because once everything is working visually, you can swap that generated data out later and replace it with real-world input. The version I'm using here is an evolving waveform. So instead of just drawing the exact same sine wave over and over, the signal slowly changes over time. It still feels smooth and wave-like, but it has more variation, which makes it more visually interesting. Since we already imported and customized the widget, we can start writing the code. The first thing that's happening is that we define 3 arrays: new y1, old y1, and temp. These are used to store the current waveform values, the previous frame, and a temporary buffer when the data gets shifted across the display. The reason for this is that the scope widget needs a continuous stream of values. So by constantly shifting the array and inserting new values on one side, we create that scrolling motion across the screen. Inside main, we set the screen mode and clear the display. After that, the generated scope code handles the visual setup, things like the black background, the horizontal reference line, and the GFX scope function. Once that's set up, we fill the buffer for the first time so the display doesn't start empty. Instead of using a fixed repeating sine wave, we call a function called flow wave. This is where the behavior of the waveform is defined. Inside that function, the waveform is being built using multiple phase values. There's a main smooth wave controlling the overall motion, and then there are additional slower and offset phases layered on top. These subtly affect the shape and amplitude over time. That's what stops the signal from looking repetitive. After the initial setup, the code enters the main loop. Each cycle, the scope gets redrawn using the current data. Then we use memcopy to shift the existing values across the buffer, and finally generate new values on one side by calling flow wave again with the updated phase input. So the key idea here is that the scope widget itself stays the same, it's just displaying whatever data that you feed into it, and that's what makes it flexible. You can feed it a clean sine wave, a faster signal, or something more controlled and organic. And after this setup, that same structure can be adapted for live data. Instead of generating values mathematically, you could feed readings from a sensor, a potentiometer, or anything that needs to display values. And that's pretty much everything you need to know to get started using the Scope widget in the Workshop 4 ViSi and VisiGenie environments. If you would like to take a look at any of our products used in this video, please visit our website. If you have any questions, please visit our resource center and forums, and of course don't forget to follow and subscribe for more tutorials. Thank you for watching and see you next time.